I'm John Odlum. I'm a veterinary surgeon, graduated in 1977, so 40 odd years ago now, and I started with a little part-time practice in Jindalee and Brisbane, Queensland. Combined it together with a number of other practices with a partner to form a group of 6 practices, which we managed, and we did that so that we could share expertise, share after hours and so on, and resources. We then later on started a management company which managed about 15 practices, and the reason we did this was because of the low self-esteem and many of the poor standards that were involved in practice. So we had the 15 and managed 15 practices, and then I was approached to float practices by a group that do IPOs. So we went along with that and we started the Greencross group with just general practices. We then during that time, we ended up with specialist practices, emergency practices, and so on. Really the whole veterinary type of practice involved. Then did a merge with Pet Barn because of the synergies between the pet shops of Pet Barn and the veterinary practices, and just grew that further. And then I left the business completely. The short history.
What was your greater vision for the business?
The greater vision for the business was just how can we do this better, because the veterinary profession had very poor self-esteem. Some of the building standards were pretty grubby and ordinary, and we wanted to get a whole lot more professionalism into the business management and the presentation of the practices, and also the service to clients. So the idea then was and the only way we could do that was to get a bigger group. So we brand practices, repainted them, re-equipped, put the staff into a whole lot of training, not only veterinary training, but also understanding industrial relations, human resources. We put in a mental health program quite a long time ago.
And if you could give one piece of advice to an up-and-coming entrepreneur or business person, what would it be?
If I look back over my history and my career, the one thing that's led me all the way and kept me going is very much the vision and the core values. And anybody that's starting a business must decide what their core values are going to be. They must decide what the vision is. Now with the vision, it needs to be simple and clear. And on many occasions when things got really tough, I'd stop, take a deep breath, think of the vision, and the rubbish just fell away. Absolutely. The core values, stick to them. In our case, particularly once we got bigger, if you break a core value, it's a sackable offence. It was so serious, it's not negotiable.
How would you define success?
I've probably met a lot of comfortable people over the years, a lot of very successful people over the years, and they're comfortable people within themselves. It's not just money. They've achieved their goals or their ambitions or went as close as they possibly could to it. And in many cases too, they enjoy giving back. So I think to me success is having the money to have choices, and then and being very comfortable with what you're doing, and also very comfortable with your legacy.
What's your journey been with the Unstoppables and Julio? Just going through your relationship, both the Unstoppables and with Julio.
The whole Julio thing started because I've got a colleague that's quite an adventurer, and he holds he's an Australian holding a number of Antarctic crossing records. And I said to him one day, what's the next big adventure? He said, we're going to be in the Antarctic for Australia Day. I said, where do I sign? He said, well, first of all, you better talk to Julio. So I spoke to Julio, and Julio explained to me what he was trying to achieve with the Unstoppables, the history, and I thought that was very noble. The effort that he put in, the cost, the money that he put into the whole project, and I thought, if nothing else, it was worth just supporting Julio. Then we went off to some fabulous places, and it's all been very, very interesting people in some very interesting places.
And just to close, if you could give one piece of good advice that's not specific to any person or situation, generation, what would it be and why?
When I look back over the years, what I would consider some of the most successful people are people that took advantage of opportunity. They had some sort of basic training and they took advantage of an opportunity, gave it a go. Have a good look, say, yes, I'll give this a go. So take advantage of opportunity, and once you get on that track, set your vision and your core values and just go for it. There'll be highs and the lows, there'll be times when you wonder why on earth you're ever doing this, but that's a question of go back and have a look at the vision of what you were trying to do. Now, if it's a blind gully, the wrong track, that's okay. Turn around, go back, try something else, but take advantage of opportunities, and Australia is the land of opportunity.
John, how would you describe the source of your incredible energy and optimism at your tender years?
I think partly genetic. I'd have to be thankful for genetics. I think I'd also have to be thankful for the medical profession. But in spite of having a professional career, I was always, very active, and I always had an attitude to give it a go and just try things. And I've been fortunate enough to have a number of opportunities over the years and just keep trying things.
There's some other elements there about your natural curiosity. Energy levels is one thing, but I think that curiosity and actually own your own shit piece. I'm putting words in your mouth. Maybe just pick that. You know where I'm going with this, right?
Well, curiosity very much comes from, or opportunities very much come from curiosity, and having the background I've had in living in the city and also in the country, I was fortunate enough to go to Queensland Agricultural College, and that education was phenomenal, so broad and phenomenal. The curious mind has been a great thing, and I guess the curious mind has got me into the successes I've had. It's got me into the teams that I've been fortunate enough to be involved with, and also got me into the failures. But then what's a failure? It's only a lesson to learn anyway.
And you've had a couple of days here with the amazing entrepreneurs from the unstoppable rainforest, O'Reilly's Queensland. Your advice to these business startups?
You may get a large block of information from something, but a lot of it's little snippets talking to different people, and then you take it away, think about it, package it up in your own way. So it's really a collective. The place is collective expertise, collective intelligence. You can always ring somebody back later on and say, what did you mean about this? What did you mean about that? So there's so many lessons to learn in just talking to as many people as you can. And the other advantage here is that we've got so many people from so many backgrounds. I mean, younger and older, men and women, and of course, so many industries, from high-tech industries to lower-tech industries. And everybody's got a story, and everybody's got some little snippet that you can take away and learn something from, and that's the real value.